What's happening, people? How we doing today? Welcome back to the channel for another freaking video. And man, what a sell-off today, right? I mean, I'm looking at my phone right here, right? See if I can show it to y'all. Look at that. Sheesh. Hope you had put options, because I didn't. I haven't really been touching options lately. I have one option and it's on AMC and it doesn't expire till March, until after the earnings call, right? But that's the only one, man. I've been keeping my hands off that. The only thing I've been touching is shares, okay? But yeah, hopefully if you bought some put options, you did well today. That's when you make money when the market is going down, right? But yeah, I mean, I'm just holding my shares, guys. With the plays that I have, I have my conviction, and I'm holding this. To me, it's painful, yeah, of course, but it's temporary, okay? Just that's how the market works, right? Stocks go up and down, and I'm gonna explain to you at first. Like the Fed Powell again. Jerome Powell. He made some statements and some news came out, so we're gonna touch on that. And then we got some stuff to go over on AMC that's interesting, right? Some data. And then we got Lucid. I think some good news on Lucid. And then Bitfarms and LOOPRING. Of course, I'm going to touch on those. All right, guys. But yeah, today, I woke up. I saw the low volume at first. And I knew that, Jerome was going to speak today and release some news. So I was kind of like, it might be a crazy day, right? So, what I did today is I just went out, right? I went to get breakfast. I went to get a haircut, guys. Like, I didn't stare at the charts because, man, when you do that, and it just consistently, I would check on it, but all I saw was, down, down, down. Yeah, so it's part of the process, guys. This is how you get tougher in the market, basically, like when you can hold through the good times and the bad times, all right? But if you believe in your companies and your investments, guys, right, then you can always invest in the long run, okay? And yeah, so let's get moving over here. I'm gonna switch this up. All right, guys. Before we get into the information here, let's go over this the Fed article, right? So Fed minutes paint a picture of a central bank ready to swiftly abandon its easy policy stance. Central bank eyes earlier faster rate hikes. Some officials also want to start shrinking balance sheets soon after the rate liftoff. All right, so the Federal Reserve officials seemed eager at their meeting in December to lay plans for moving away from their current easy policy stance, given the inflation was likely to be higher than they expected over the next 2 years, according to minutes in their December meeting released Wednesday. All right, so just a heads up, guys, that unfortunately inflation is going to be around for a little bit longer, right? Participants generally noted that given their individual outlooks for the economy, the labor market, and inflation, it may become warranted to increase the federal funds rate sooner at a faster pace than participants had earlier anticipated, according to the summary. And then they're talking about shrinking, at the meeting, Fed officials had a wide-ranging discussion of how to move policy away from its current easy stance by hiking rates and also shrinking the 8.67 trillion balance sheet. So it's another, to reduce the balance sheet, it's just another form of tightening monetary policy. What else? All right, down here real quick. Several officials raised concern about the vulnerabilities of the treasury market and how that could affect the shrinking of the balance sheet. But other officials noted that the Fed has a new standing repo facility to backstop money markets. All right, to back up the stock market is what I'm understanding from that. All right. Inflation fears dominated the discussion, right? That's what the main topic was, I believe. And then this is the good part that I see about it, guys, is several officials did not see the Omicron variant as fundamentally altering the path of economic recovery. All right, so this is just saying it's kind of short-term fear right now, right, with the variant. And right here, the central bank has now pivoted sharply at its December meeting, agreed to end its asset purchases in mid-March. The central bank has penciled in 3 rate hikes in this year. The market sees a strong possibility that the first hike could come in the Fed's March meeting. All right, so that's just around the corner. And in my opinion, guys, this is why the market, overall, like, because the Dow was down, like I showed you, Economists note that the federal funds rate at 2.5% is generally viewed as the neutral Fed's funds rate that neither stimulates or slows down the economy. So they want to get to neutral, all right? Instead of being easy and pumping a lot of money into the economy. So I just wanted to point that out. Also, okay, before we get into the AMC chart, AMC fails to deliver are a massive outlier, right? Fails to deliver in shares of AMC Entertainment Holding past 400,000, like we went over yesterday in yesterday's video, in data that was released by the SEC, all right? But what does that actually mean? To put the number in perspective, I pulled the fails to deliver for the 10 largest US companies by market cap. As you can see, by the end of the reporting period, December 14th, AMC's fails to deliver dwarfed them all. And these are some big companies, guys. Tesla, Facebook, Nvidia. Facebook had 0 fails to deliver, right? Microsoft had 0. Google 1. Amazon 43. And then what? AMC 405,000? Are you kidding me? Just surpass it. It's insane, right? Like how much more? Am I the only one who finds this a little odd? Why would the comparatively tiny company at a 13 billion market cap have more shares failing to deliver than the companies valued in the trillions? You tell me, right? Any funny business going on there, huh? If this high level of fails to deliver were unprecedented, I think nothing of it. But massive numbers of AMC shares failing to clear has been common for many months, right? And he has links here to the other ones. Sometimes fails to deliver have benign explanation, like clerical errors. But if it's clerical errors, then that person needs to be fired, because it's been happening. It happened throughout 2021, and it continues to happen, right? So if it's a human error, they need to replace that human, right, and see if it's errors. But why would there be a colossal number of mistakes in AMC shares and not in Apple? And why would that be repeated in so much of 2021? Good questions, right? I suspect more nefarious explanation, naked short selling in this usually illegal trade. A trader sells short shares he does not own. The shares are never delivered because they never existed. Meanwhile, the trader can push down the share price without limitation. When will the SEC act on its own data? I don't know, guys. I mean, just wanted to point that out. That's the data. And yeah, we can go look at the chart real quick. Unfortunately, it broke under the master support. It's done this once already, and it came back up. Hopefully, I'm bullish. I'm an ape. I want to see upside now, guys. But technically, it's a bad sign, right? Like this is showing weakness, and of course, it reacted with the market today. I mean, you can't say that the whole market, it didn't come down because the whole market went down, right? So it wasn't like the only one that just went rogue and started going up, right? No, it followed the market. So just the only good thing I like is the Bollinger Bands, right? So the tighter they get, usually you see an explosion to the upside, right? And I'll show you back here too, right here. So that you see how they got really tight, and then you have the big push. And then here too, again, it gets tight and it pushes up. All right, so those are how those technically work. And we can go down here, and the RSI. The other thing I like is the RSI sitting low. That usually means that we can start to see a reversal to the upside. All right. I don't know. We'll have to see the rest of the tomorrow and Friday, see what we got going on. But that's where we're sitting at right now. And yeah, like I said, we broke out of this triangle here that I had. That was like the last support that I had. So we'll have to see. I mean, AMC is unpredictable, guys. You never know, and it's just part of the process, like holding, right? Here's just a cleaner version of the chart, right? Same thing, pretty much. Just it's still in that downtrend, and we can go to the daily one. But yeah, I mean, this is what tends to happen when the Fed speaks. Okay, that's just what's been happening. Is you see a fear, uncertainty, Dow, you see all of that, and you see sell-offs. So in the past, I've said, right, it's good to have put options on these days. I didn't have any. Like I said, I'm just staying away from them. But yeah, that's all I got to say on AMC right now. Okay, actually, the max pain is 27. And then the last, thing we want to touch on is there's very few calls in the money right now, about 80,000 puts. And of course, they're trying to get all these out of the money as much as they can, right? Which is the date everybody's been talking about. All right, cool. Let's go on to Lucid. You know, today could have been a lot worse for Lucid. It went down negative 6.93%, sitting at 36.68. With all the bad news that came out, right? Like the fear. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. But yeah, ever since it's been under this VWAP, or I mean, sorry, these EMAs, it hasn't reversed yet, right? Until it comes up and it crosses these again and it starts to bounce on top of them, then we're gonna see the reversal. But technically, right now, it's still in a downtrend. It's been trying to break it. I mean, I like that it's holding this level at least right here, right? And it's a Fibonacci level. You could tell by the blue line here. But yeah, I mean, red day like the rest of it, right? Not much to see on the chart. Just a big downfall, right? This is the 1 hour, guys. You can zoom in a little bit. But yeah, it's the same thing right, with the EMAs. It tried right here to test them, right? Got rejected, came down, tried again, and it just kept getting rejected all day. Not a lot of volume either. So until we see that 80 million, 100 million volume, I don't expect to see upside here, guys. With the same volume, I just kind of see it trading between the $36 and $40 range, okay? But let me show you this article that came out here. Got some key points. So Tesla rival Lucid plans to launch in Europe this year. We talked about it yesterday, right? And they're competing with Tesla, of course. That's why they mention them in there. But yeah, they announced they're gonna go to Europe later this year, right? And because of someone asked them on Twitter if one of the owners were based in the UK, and they mentioned that expansion to Europe markets will begin this year. To stay tuned for specific country delivery information. Goes over the starting point of the car, 100, you know, some of the specifications, 520 miles, 169,000 for the top end one, right? And let's see what I wanted to point out here. So 4 months later, Lucid market cap blew past Ford's at 89.9 billion after executives told investors that the reservations for the first vehicles had jumped and that its production plans for 2022 were still on track. At the time, it said that it had more than 17,000 reservations for its sedan, up from 13,000 in the third quarter. And then when the price went down 20%, they had disclosed a probe by the U.S. SEC. And there's no assurance of anything, right? Of course, but it was looking into the merger with Churchill Capital and all that. But today, Lucid is valued at around 65 billion, and its market cap is still far below Tesla, which surged to more than 1 trillion last year. Rivian, an EV startup that went public in November, has a market cap of about 91 billion. All right, I just wanted to go over that stuff for Lucid. And now let's go on to Bitfarms. All right, guys, Bitfarms, what I'm looking for is for it to form this George W pattern, right? I see the support that it's luckily, stopping right here at this range right here. So I want to start to see it again. Hopefully today was just an overreaction. We've seen it before, right? Where, the Fed speaks and then drops, and then the next day, the whales come back in and they buy everything cheap, right? And it's just cycles, right? So that's what I want to see again. Is just with the EMAs, it's the same thing, guys. Tried to test them, got rejected, right? Tested them, rejected, and now it's gonna find the bottom and try to come and test them again. All right, just how the patterns work, the charts. The volume was higher, but it was mostly selling pressure, right? That's what brought that negative 10% move. And then also, Bitfarms, is a crypto mining company, right? So they're gonna move with crypto. So before we go to the Coinbase, I'm just going to say 363 Bitcoin were mined in December 2021, bringing the 2021 total to 3,452 Bitcoin, right? So it's about 11.5 Bitcoin mined daily on average in December. And then for the full year, they were averaging 9.5 Bitcoin, right? So that's about $437,000 per day, guys, based on the Bitcoin price of 46,000, all right? That's a lot of money every single day, right? So to me, it is a fundamental play, guys. I mean, I'm hanging on there to my shares, right? Hanging on tight and waiting for this all to pass through. Cool. And then I'm going to show you real quick, right? Just how the whole crypto market is down too. See a lot of red here, a lot of red. Even these are the top ones, It's like same as the stock market, pretty red today, guys. So let's go look at the LOOPRING chart here. And with the pitchfork here, I mean, it was telling me right here, right, that it had broken this. So to expect some downside. And if it wasn't going to make its way back up, well, that's exactly what it did. So it's still in this downtrend, as you can see right here. So it has to find its bottom, but I can, you know, I could see it coming down to like about $1.50 if nothing good happens. No good news, the good news about the NFT marketplace or anything new, nothing new comes out, right? We're at $1.81. Then it's gonna try to find its bottom, and then hopefully reverse, right? But eventually it has to reverse, guys. I mean, it's been in a downtrend for a while, right? The markets have been in a downtrend and a fear for a little while now. But see right here, the Nasdaq negative 500, the Dow negative almost 400. I mean, just a pretty bloody day, guys. What can you do about it, right? Yeah, so that's all the information I got for you guys. All right. Thank you for coming in and checking this out today and checking the channel out, guys. And I hope to catch you soon. All right, guys. Peace.